Hello everybody. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat.
Hello
everybody.
Oh,
I can hear myself.
hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat.
I can hear myself.
Hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat.
Okay, that's
I can hear myself.
okay. I have me on multiple devices. Hi everyone. I can see so many of you in the chat, which is so lovely to see. Hi Judy, Tara, Sonia, Camus, Jay, Weiss, Nina, Patty, Hippo, Venla from Finland, Kaylee from Philadelphia, Simone. Oh my goodness, there's so many of you. Hello, hello. Sandra, Teresa, Christiane, Sonia. Hello from South Africa, all my additions, Valerie. Oh my goodness, there's so many of you. It's so lovely to see. I think this is the most we've had on a live stream. I'm going to try and keep up with chat, but if I miss you, then I do apologise, and you're welcome to retype when we do get into it. We've got Fen, Sandra, Elena, Watercolour Loving Dog, La Mancha from Germany, Shoko from Japan, Kasik from Oslo, Paul's Creative Art. We've got Brigitte from France, Lady Laddie, oh hi Carol, Carmen, Denise. Oh my goodness, I don't know that I can keep up. It's so lovely to see so many of you. Hi Omar, Debbie. Is this available for replay? Yes it is, so it will be on the exact same link. So if you want to come back and hop out, in and out, that's totally fine. It will be available on YouTube, just on the live tab. That's where you'll find the video. Okay, I cannot keep up with comments, so I just want to say a blanket hello. Thank you so much for coming as we hit off 30 days of Sketchbook Joy. So we're kicking off with day 1 today, and we're going to be drawing our art supplies. So 30 days of Sketchbook Joy, very low pressure, just about having fun in our sketchbooks. And that's what my book is all about. So we're obviously counting down the days. I certainly can't wait for this book to be out. I know a lot of you have pre-ordered, so thank you so much. And we are drawing art supplies in here, so I have bookmarked a couple of pages. So you can either do them individually, or you can do them in the pots how they're stored, similar to this. Or how I'm going to be doing it is more like this, where I do them individually laid out. But it's totally up to you, and you also don't have to do this prompt at all. As I said, it's very low pressure. We're just going to hang out and have fun today, so feel free to grab your supplies as we just settle in, and I can catch up with you all. Angelica, do I use hot or cold press paper? I mostly use hot press, so I prefer smooth paper. You see some other ArtTube favourites here. Yes, it's so nice to see so many familiar faces and also new names as well. It's lovely to have you here. I know a lot of you haven't done a daily art challenge before, so I'm really excited to welcome you in, because Daily Sketchbook Habit changed my life. If you didn't see my last YouTube video all about that, and it's such a transformative way of us creating art, and it really helps develop our confidence, develop our style, and just find the joy. It's also really mindful as well. So before I get too off track, I think we could start. So hopefully if you're drawing along with me, you've got some art supplies in front of you and we can draw those. Now you can see here I've got some gouache here ready, so I'm going to very loosely sketch out just some shapes on here, just so I can do like generic pencil shapes, and then I'll fill them in later. I'm not doing super heavy line work at the beginning, and I don't normally sketch, but it is helpful when I'm doing it in this way to lay things out. But as I said, you're welcome to do your own thing. You're welcome to start 30 Days of Sketchbook Joy with whatever prompt you want, but I am going to be doing the art material prompt, and I'm going to be doing all the prompts in order. So let's start. Let's do my favourite, which is a luminance pencil. If you haven't seen my art before, you won't know that this is the pencil that gets used in like all of my art. So I'm just going to start over here on the right. And I'm not using a ruler or anything. I'm going pretty organic with this. I just want something so I can see where to put down my gouache. And you probably won't be able to see that very well, but it is there, and it will come a little bit clearer as I put down my gouache. So yeah, let me know if you are using dry mediums or wet mediums. I'm going to be live for about an hour or so today. So if that helps you decide, but of course, if you don't finish when I finished, you're absolutely welcome to continue, whatever feels right for you. I'm just so excited to finally kick this off because this challenge has been in my head for ages, and now we're finally here. Just very exciting. Okay, I'm just going to start putting down some colour. So I'm just going to mix up sort of like a wood colour. And you can use, sometimes I like using brush pens for this because it's super quick. But yeah, there's no rules, no rules. That's why I'm going to keep trying to like reiterate in all my captions and things that it's okay to do your own thing. That's really what art is about. Just finding your own little pockets of joy when we create. There's also a slight lag on me reading your comments versus YouTube, you writing them. So there might be a little bit of a delay. Sonia's using watercolour to paint your current watercolour palette. Yes, Omar did do one in her latest videos. I love that one, and I really want to do my watercolour palette. If you need inspiration, Omar has some, like her latest video is all about painting her watercolour palette, and it's gorgeous. So definite inspo right there. I'm just continuously going back just to try and vary up this tone. Galaxy Girl is painting a birthday card for your dad. A cat lying down, listening to music on headphones in their cat bed, lying on their back. Oh my goodness, that sounds so cute. Omar's missed hearing my chit chat. Oh, thanks, Omar. I'm glad that you could make it. I know you're super busy, so it's lovely to see you here. Okay, I need to speed this up a little bit if I want to fill my spread. Okay. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit too. Hi Tara, your first live stream playing with watercolours. The other Tara is sketching with Neocolor 2s. Ulrike using ink and watercolour combined 2 challenges. Oh, cool. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I really wanted quite broad prompts, so you can combine them with other things or subjects or whatever you fancy. Okay, there's one pencil. Let's stick to that colour and do the next one along. Amy, you haven't started yet, but hoping to join in the 30-day challenge, and now you know your book is out the day after your birthday. Oh yeah, that would be a great treat. Yeah, it's out on March the 6th. So happy birthday for March the 5th. Hi Mish, hello from Belgium, still deciding what materials. Yeah, I was even in 2 minds of what sketchbook to use this morning, but I've decided to go for my low pressure Royal Talons. I was going to start a brand new sketchbook, but because I'm going to keep saying about how this is low pressure, we're just going to have fun, I decided to go with my Royal Talons because I know that I'm quite loose in this one, and I don't want to be worried about being perfectionistic in a brand new sketchbook. So I just stuck with what I knew. And as with a lot of art, this will take a while to come to life. So I'm always talking about trusting the process. So don't worry if it's looking a bit rubbish. First off, that's very subjective. But also, just keep pushing at it. And it's amazing how much art can change. So don't give up. If it's not looking how you like, just push through, because it's amazing how much a few more layers can make such a difference to our art. Okay, so I think I'm there with my pencil shapes. Hi Siobhan, using pencils to draw your art supplies. Oh, perfect. La Mancha, you're loosely sketching with fine liner and then using watercolour. Oh, nice. Anksunia, sorry if I'm butchering that. New to your channel, working with watercolour right now. Love your art style. Thank you very much. Asa Girl, graphite, food in a soke. Definitely not getting that right. Food in a soke. A pen, some colour pencils and brush pens. Hi Freya Boo from Australia. Rosanna did your prompt today already, so you're watching this for later. Also studying for the master study. Oh yeah, perfect. I saw your tag, but I was just prepping for the live stream. I can't wait to see everybody's art later. But it is, it's not mandatory to share, so no pressure there at all. But if you did want to share, I've put something in my stories today, just showing you how to tag so I'm more likely to see it. Because Instagram doesn't make it very easy for us, which is a shame. Okay, so now I'm just going to, I'm using, I'm foolishly using the pencil that I'm trying to draw, but luckily I know I've got my shape already. So yeah, I'm not worried about wobbly lines. I'll totally come off track here, that's fine too. I'm really not trying to get it perfect. Just having fun hanging out with you all. So let's do the bottom bit here. Just going to use the pencil for that. And then hopefully by the end of this we'll have a really nice full spread. And it's okay if you're not keeping up. Whatever you're drawing, you can just do one thing. Totally okay to do whatever you would like. I'm going to try and keep my eye on chat, but I'm also trying to make this good for replays or when you're watching it back, so it's not just me either being silent or just chatting without any art on the page. So I'll do my best. Okay. Oh, Omar's making a birthday card right now. Fenna is going for markers today. You just bought a few. Oh, fun. That's always fun. New art supplies. That's always a good day. Oh, okay, thank you. Neza Ane, using dry media, Kit pastels. Oh, I've not heard of those. And coloured pencils. Venla, you had a problem choosing which sketchbook to use. Size, thickness. Yeah, there's so much choice, isn't there? Last night you decided to make your own. Oh, do you know that popped into my head as well, to have a specific sketchbook just for this challenge. So huge props to you there for doing that. That sounds really, really nice. 250 gram paper, both white and black. Ooh, nice. I really want to use more toned paper at some point this year. That's on like my art bucket list. Okay. Teresa, can we share on Substack notes and tag you? Yeah, absolutely. Wherever you want to post. I know not everyone posts on Instagram, and that's totally cool with me. Amber, hi, little Amy Art. After looking after 3 dogs while your parents are away on holiday, this is just what you need, a relaxing break. Oh, perfect. I'm glad to provide a bit of chill. Watercolour loving dog, your dad left an ancient quill, wow, which you are drawing with watercolours. Oh, I can't wait to see that if you do share. Sounds amazing. What was the writing process like for my new book? Thanks for asking, Siobhan. So I absolutely love writing, and I've had a blog when I was growing up, and I always enjoyed like writing stories, so I found it very easy, especially about a subject that I'm so passionate about. So I actually found that the words came super easy. I think the hardest part was like editing it down, because I had a sort of a rough word count to reach with my publishers, and I honestly could have prattled on for ages and ages. So that was the hardest part, was working out what to include and what not to include. But I loved doing the writing, and I didn't have like a set routine for it or anything. I kind of just went for it. So it was just depending on the day when I would write. And yeah, I found the words came really easy, and then I could paint or draw the things that I was talking about. Once I'd done the writing, if that makes sense. I'm just going to write luminance on here. It is actually in white, but I'm not having that show up very well, so I'm just going to, got to do it this way. I'm going to make this as easy as possible for me. So let's see. Oh, maybe I should do it this way. I love doing typography, but I'm just keeping this nice and easy here, just writing luminance here. It's not the right font, it's not the right location, but it's fine. And then this one I can go back and do it here for this one. Let's pretend that's up here. So we can only see part of it. That adds a lot of interest as well, I find. I really like doing that on here. And this one. These are generally some of my most used colours as well. Oh, I've got to do this one. There we go. I'll just watch that one. Okay, my pencils are done. How are we doing for time? Ah, nice. Okay. I will catch up with your chat. Today's Ecoliners watercolour. Oh, that sounds fun, Camus. Hi, Patty. You're going to start with a loose pen line and fill in with Neocolor 2s and water while you're eating peanut butter on toast. That will ensure you are loose. Oh, perfect. What a good little trick that is. I'm just going to start. I'm going to do some paint here. So I'm just going to use my light pencil just to draw in the shape here of this gouache tube. Jessica, combining watching my live and making new art journal cover on your sewing machine. Oh, that's great multitasking. Hi Sammy, using your usual Montmartre fine liners in one of their watercolour travel journals, may or may not add colour. That's cool. I definitely wanted to focus on some line work this month as well. Mish decided to use your Van Gogh watercolours and finishing the drawings with the materials that you're sketching. Perfect. Prismacolor pencils, Neocolor 2s and Sennelier oil pastels. Tara, hi from Australia. I know our time zones are very, very different, so it's lovely to see you. We're doing a halfway live stream and a book launch live stream. And if for any reason, if your time zone is very different, that you can't come to any of those, they're all recorded. So we're all good there. Right, that's not perfect, but we're not aiming for perfection. So I'm okay with that. Let's do another one here too. This one's a bit more wrinkled, so I'm going to try and do that. I don't want it to, I want it to look quite organic. So they might be too small compared to the pencils, but I'm okay with that. Let's go there. Okay. You wrote for a living, advertising-esque word count is the worst when you love your subject. Yes, exactly. You decided to do creative writing March. Oh, nice. Hi, Andy from Brazil. Lovely to see you. 12 for you in Eastern Australia. Oh, wow. Yeah, it always blows my mind just how far ahead you are from us. I'm just going to use a very light grey mixed with a touch of blue for the shadows on these gouache tubes. You started painting a Beam watercolour palette with Beam paints. Oh, nice. I'm really hoping to get onto the watercolour palette one. So fingers crossed I can keep up this pace. Hi Omhart, lovely to see you. And Kathy, hello. Trying to finish up a landscape orientation etcher sketchbook you've had for 3 years on the shelf. Oh yes, I remember your comments, using it for this challenge. That's such a good idea. I know that we keep some of our sketchbooks for best, and then they never get used because we always put so much pressure on ourselves, and it's just a waste when they're just sat on the shelf. So there's no right or wrong when you're filling it with art. I know we had this chat already, Kathy, but yeah, totally agree with you there. I think it's just nice to give it a bit of life, and if you don't like something, it's okay. You can just move on to the next day. It's totally fine. There's no judgment here, and there's also, you don't have to share at all. I'm going to share, obviously, as the host, just to try and keep us all accountable, but it's totally up to you whether you want to share all of your work, or just some of your work, whatever works best. Laura, do I have plans for my own gouache set for purchase, as a set with your favourite colours would be wonderful? That sounds like a dream collab. I don't have anything in the works, but if anyone is watching that has connections, then yeah, I'd totally be up for that. That would be really fun. But no, I don't have any plans yet, Laura. But that would be a dream collab for sure. Okay, once again, I think this is going to be one that needs a bit more time, but that's okay. Sammy's drawing pastels, etc. you're using for your artwork a day challenge. Expressly me, Laura B. Looking forward to this. You created a fun unicorn palette of colours you find are fun and make you smile. You use it for expressionistic painting. You painted a palette in your sketchbook, posting on IG. Oh, I can't wait to see it. That sounds really fun. I need to add a few more colours to my watercolour palette. I want to add a cooler blue. I had loads of really great suggestions in my watercolour video, so I definitely want to do that when I make my next paint order. Okay, I'm going to let those dry. Let's put some, I've got this gap down here, so I'm going to do, let's do some near colours. Let's do near colours down here. Let's do a pink one. I'll probably do a green one, but I might make it a little bit longer than that one. So whilst this dries, I'm just moving on to the next one, and then I'll come back to these later. Now I do also, I've shared a few already, because a lot of you are way ahead of me on this challenge and have already created some gorgeous work for 30 Days of Sketchbook Joy. And I've seen that some of you have added journaling and like little notes and fun little doodles around the page, and I really like the way that looked, so I'm going to take inspiration from there and do that as well. So this challenge is really fun because there's so many of us doing it and joining in. So if you're stuck one day and you're not sure what to do, have a look on the hashtag and my story shares, because it's a really nice way to get inspiration from seeing what other people have done. And I do the same. So whenever you share work, I get inspiration from you guys. So it's really, really nice. I'm going to scribble this on my palette. I'm just going to move the palette over so you can see. So I'm actually going to scribble this on my palette and use this as my colour so that it's a perfect colour match. So this is just a tear off paper palette, but I can do that, and I'm going to use this to actually make it the right colour for the near colours. So that's fun. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing as much work as I can to stories, but I won't be able to share everybody's, unfortunately, but I'll try and share different ones each day. And if you go on my tags, you'll be able to see it all there, as well as the hashtag, but Instagram, as I said, makes it very difficult. So if you go on the tags on my Instagram page, you'll be able to see them there as well. Yes, you don't have to, Kathy. I've also got the Patreon community chat, but that's for Patreon members. But I know some people are sharing on YouTube, on their channels, and also on Substack. But yes, stories or on Instagram or Facebook, my page is on there too. If you'd like to share, then I'm in many, many places. I know that my screen time this week is going to be absolutely ridiculous, and I'm ready for it. I mean, this whole challenge, I know it's going to be super high, so I know Apple is going to severely judge me for my screen time the next 30 days. But I just want to see all of your art, and I'm going to try and comment on as many as I can. I just find it so inspiring when I see everybody's work, so I'm going to try and see them all. But if I miss you, then do tag me and send it to me on DMs. And also know that it's never personal at all if I accidentally miss one of your artworks. I do get a lot of mentions on Instagram, but I do my best to keep up. Okay, so I've just scribbled some of this. This is the sky blue. It's actually like blue lavender. So blue lavender, which is way more accurate than sky blue that we've got in the English. Scribble that on. These are some of my most used near colour shades as well. Oops. I'm going to end up with it all over my hand, I can already tell. So this is a little bit more watery, but the paper's holding it quite well, which is nice. And then this is dried now, so I can go back up there. Hi Rinska, good afternoon. Yes, I'm really looking forward to this challenge. So we're on day 1, so if anybody's watching this after the fact, absolutely join in wherever you are. It's totally fine too. We have very loose rules and tips, and in those it just says how this is very low pressure. So if you are watching this after the start date, absolutely I encourage you to start where you are. And don't worry if you're coming in late. There's never any lateness when it comes to creating art, so just start where you are. Okay. I've definitely shrunken these down to make these like little miniature tubes, but that's alright. Just going to add on some little details. I'm not going to like copy all of the text perfectly, but just to show that there is some text on here, that's all I'm trying to aim for. Let's add in this colour. Not the exact colour, but there we go. And then I kind of cheat the text because this is a little bit too small for me to copy precisely. So I just do squiggles, which is my go-to anyway, as you know, with my style. I do love a squiggle. And then suggestion of that little logo at the top. And then I think what this one needs a bit more like shadows, a bit more suggestion of lighting on there. So I'm just going to come in with this light grey that I actually used to sketch it, just to make this feel a little bit more 3D. Can you send a DM on Instagram of your prompt? You don't really post your art publicly due to anxiety. Yeah, absolutely, Sharon. Please do. My DMs are open, so you should be able to send it over. I'd love to see. Yeah, and I won't share it if you don't want me to. That's totally fine. I welcome anyone in my DMs, so yeah, please do send it to me. I'd love to see your work. And if anybody shares publicly but doesn't want it shared to my stories, then just let me know as well. And I'll keep it between us. Okay, this was actually the crumpled up one, which I forgot. So let's try and crunkle that up, because that one is a very well loved colour. Okay, let's see. Lamancho, it will be fun to see all the artwork we create on Instagram. Yeah, really, really nice. I can't wait for that. It's one of my favourite things about challenges, is seeing how everybody tackles the different prompts. Carrie says, a wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Gandalf's quote 100% applies to Art Journey. Yes, it's so true. Art is, I think I said to someone that there's no time limit at all on art. And Gandalf, very, very wise, totally applies to this as well. Venla, are there going to be specific hashtags for each day? E.g. 30 days of Sketchbook Joy Fish or something, so we could narrow down what we see in IG. I have seen other artists do that. Maybe that, yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Maybe that's a good idea. So if you do use it, I'll keep my eye on it. So absolutely, that's totally an option. I just find it really hard on Instagram, no matter what the hashtag is, of it not showing, it doesn't show it chronologically. But yeah, that's a great idea. I'm absolutely happy for you to do it that way. Oh, I've done another Winsor Newton one where this one was a totally different design. So maybe I'll squeeze one in over there. But for now, I'm just going to copy the one next to it with a tiny little swatch of colour here. Okay, nice. This is coming along nicely. Right, we're halfway through, so I'm going to try and do these near colours quite quickly, and then I want to do try and do my watercolour palette because I think that would be really fun. And yeah, I was very inspired by Omar's watercolour palette. So let's start over here. I've lost the things I was drawing. My desk isn't even that messy yet. Where have they gone? Oh, I think it's gone down the gap in my desk, so I'm just going to have to use the other ones to work out what this one was looking like. Luckily I've got this whole tin here. Okay, they've got these little arrows. And again, doesn't have to be perfect, just a suggestion really. And then some text. Again, I'm not going to write this on. It's a little bit too small for me to see what's going on there. But let's add on some shading. Okay. The colour of my favourite luminance. Oh, Elizabeth, you want me to pick one? Probably the dark indigo. This is 639. I use this one all the time as outlined, so that would probably be the one I would recommend the most because it's so versatile. Right, this one had a torn wrapper. So I'm going to try and do that there. These ones have barcodes on as well, but oh, I've done this wrong. Let's just add it on here. Let's just do the little label at the bottom there. I should have started this end, but that's alright. This one goes the other way, so I think it's fun to also flip the design. So if you're doing, you can do them all one way. I'm going to try and do this one the other way, just to add a bit more interest. And then I'll do the arrows here. Now I'm just going to add some white because there is a barcode here. If we all tag you, Katie the Pixel, show up on your Insta. Yes, if you go on my tags, I'll be able to see it all there. But if you just mention me in the caption, I'm unlikely to see it, so I definitely recommend tagging instead of mentioning. Okay, let's use this to add on some contrast. There we go, okay. So that's the left spread right, and I can add on like some labels here. I might do the rest off camera afterwards, but this is going to be the idea. So I can add on my little labels. Over here, okay, I'm going to try and do this, my new little watercolour palette, but I'm going to pretend that's not there and just do this half because I don't have enough room. You contacted, oh, thank you so much for translating, Hippo, having the both there. You contacted W.H. Smith Paris bookstore this morning to find out if it was possible to get my book through them and at what price. You can't wait to hear back from them. Oh, fingers crossed. I know that they are stocked in the UK, W.H. Smith, so hopefully you'll be able to get it in France too. Mish, having so much fun that you keep adding supplies to work and to draw. It's so tempting, isn't it? It's so easy to just keep going. So I totally get you there. And I find, so like, if you want any tips for this challenge, I really recommend like not thinking and just starting it, because sometimes with art, you'll do your daily art and you'll think, oh, that was so easy. I can do this for 100 days. And then some days you'll be like, oh, I don't want to touch my sketchbook. I have no idea what to draw. I really don't want to. But pushing yourself through that and actually doing it anyway is amazing, because once you start it, it's amazing how much it unlocks in your brain. And you might just do it for 5 minutes, which is totally fine. And you did it for 5 minutes, which is amazing. But some days will feel really easy and some days will feel really, really hard. And that's totally normal. So if that happens, just know that you're not alone. It's totally normal feeling. I get that all the time, even as a full-time artist. So don't panic, and just push through, because it really does go away the more you create. It gets a lot easier and it kind of just becomes a routine and habit of you creating. So just a little tip there, if you are feeling completely like creatively stuck, just set a 5-minute timer and give it a go, because once you start, it's easier to keep going, and the hardest part is just to begin. But that's why I'm doing a few different live streams this month, just to try and bring that accountability. Okay, I haven't counted these right, but that's fine. How many have we got here? 1, 2, 3. I've missed out one, but this isn't going to be an accurate representation of my watercolour palette, but no matter. So some days are going to be super easy and you'll feel like you can do it forever. And then you'll wake up feeling completely different the next day. But that's just how it goes, because mindset is such an important part of challenges like this. So if you keep pushing through and creating anyway, it's amazing what you can achieve. Winnie, your pens are all wonky. We love wonk. We love the wonkiness, so don't worry. I feel like it adds charm. So wonky pens, totally fine. Hippo says, if any French people are interested, do not hesitate to contact you. The taxes for ordering in England has been crazy. Yes, Brexit has ruined so many things, including shipping from my own shop, which is why I can't ship to the EU at the moment. So yeah, thank you so much for that offer, Hippo. Kathy, try not to use an eraser during this challenge. That's a great little idea. What's the difference between mentioning and tagging? Asking for the old people in this chat. Patty, I have put it on my story so you can see exactly how to tag. So mentioning is just like @ing me in the caption when you're uploading, whereas tagging me is when you are uploading, there's a separate section which says tag people, and that means it shows up on my page, whereas mentioning me just in the text, in the caption, means only I can get it comes up on my mentions, which are very full at the moment, whereas tagging will show up on my page. If you go on my profile, there's a little thing that says tagging. But there is an explanation with like screenshots on my story if you want to see that. And I've highlighted that in the story highlight for the challenge. I'm just going to grab some of this watercolour just to fill in some space here. But don't count my watercolours, it's not accurate, okay? We're missing some out. The other Tara, well, you've discovered magic tape rips moleskin sketchbooks. Oh no, on page 1. Well, it definitely won't be a perfect sketchbook. Do you know what? Having something bad happen on your first page or early on in the sketchbook is a great way to just let go. So we're not mad about it. That's a nice way to be like, okay, whatever happens, happens. Tara will be finding a copy of your book for myself, but we'll also get your local library to purchase one too. Thank you so much. Yes, taxes made not to order are some supplies in the UK. They are not available in Germany. Yes, it's really, really tricky at the moment. This is not super accurate, but I'm enjoying it, so we'll just go for it. Plus, I keep using it for mixing, which changes what I'm drawing. I'm trying not to use too much water because this paper doesn't handle water very well. I don't use it for watercolours, so I'm trying to be careful here. Let's fill in these colours here. Cool, you'll check your stories. Okay, thanks Patty, no worries. Asa Girl I only made it more perfect. Exactly. La Mancha, mine too, but you wanted it like this. Yes, we want wonky. We love wonky. Hi Firefly Light, you really want to join your challenge but think you'll do it later on since you're busy with different projects, but I'll be cheering on everyone participating. Oh, perfect. Absolutely. I love that. Feel free to come back to this challenge whenever you've got more time. The prompts are evergreen, so they can be used whenever. I'm just concentrating a little bit whilst I put in my colours. But I'm going to keep my eye on chat. We're doing okay for time, so we've got another 20 minutes or so. But as I always say on Patreon, you're welcome to continue after the stream. So it's not like you need to stop immediately. I'm very lax with the rules. So totally fine if you're not finished by the end of it. You can finish it off stream. And if you do want some more accountability tomorrow, I'm doing another stream for day 2. But that is just for patrons. So any tier on Patreon, I'm doing day 2 stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. BST. So if you want to continue your practice and come do day 2 for me, which is Pop of Orange, I'm going to do that along with me, then that's on Patreon, on YouTube, but just for patrons tomorrow. And then we've got a public one on, I think it's day 15, so halfway through. And then we've got another one on the day of my book launch, which is going to be just a really fun little party. And we're just going to celebrate together, which I can't wait for. Okay, I'm going to ignore this dark green because I've skipped one out and do this blue. I've been putting my hand in this. I should have done that last. As you can tell, I just go for it because that's where my fun comes from, is not thinking too much. I am a huge overthinker in real life, so art is the only place where I feel like I can just loosen up and not think. And that's what I've done here. That's why I don't want to measure things or use rulers. It's the only time my brain can actually switch off. So I just embrace it with art. And that's why I love wonkiness and charm. Okay, see here, I've got a bit of a blob of paint here. I'm just going to let that be. We'll add that. We'll put some more art supplies down there anyway. Okay, I'm just going to really quickly try and fill in these gaps. I can see the chat is going, so I will come to you in just a second. Oh, I'm struggling to get the colour up on this one. Hi Laws. Pre-ordered my book and feel like you've given yourself a gift. You're so excited to have it on your shelf. Oh, thank you so much. I got my copies the other day. I got a few more copies and it's so surreal and so exciting. I can't wait for you all to get it as well. It's been like, it was a secret for so long and then I could finally announce it and then you still had to wait. So thank you so much for all of your support and patience. I can't wait for you to actually get it in your hands. Hi Caddy, no worries. We were talking earlier about there's no such thing as being late or starting whenever, so you're totally fine. And you're okay to start. If you are joining us, you can just start where you're at. We have got about 15 minutes left. I'm spending a long time here. Oh, I actually had the right amount of colours here. Okay. I need to go back up one. Some of these are square, some of these are rectangle. We're just going to go with it. If I had more time, maybe I would have been a bit slower with it, but because this challenge is all about just finding the time you have and not creating perfect art, I think it works quite well having a set amount of times, which is why I love timers as well. I love using timers in my work. Okay, I've got my dirty, this is technically my dirty yellow and this is my clean yellow, which is why it's there twice. Okay, whilst that dries, let's catch up on chat. Dana, you just received a set of gently used Sennelier acrylic paints and decided to dive in and try them without knowing a thing about how to use acrylic paint. So fun to just play. Yes, that's exactly how I love to use and explore with paints. I think that's the best way to do it. So that's really lovely to hear. I hope you enjoy them. We love second-hand art supplies as well. Bunchuchu, you only do 3 things: a pen, acrylic marker, and a brush pen. It's the ones you used most recently. Perfect. That sounds great. There's no limit or like minimal amount you can draw, so that's totally cool. If you just do 1 pen, that totally counts. Watercolor loving dog, great idea to let library know about your book. Side note, you all don't know how much I admire those who art whilst holding a full-time job. Yes, so admire that. And kids too. Like, I know that my life is very easy because I don't have any other family members to look after, and this is my job, so totally props to everybody out there fitting it in. Hi Megan, that's my sister-in-law. Loved working from home today and being able to join for your lunch break. Your work is looking great, Katie. Look forward to watching the rest later. Thanks Megan, sorry I didn't see you earlier. I would like you to send me a picture of what you create, please. You can send it on WhatsApp. We're on GMT now, not BST. Oh, Amy, yes, that's true. Did I say BST somewhere? I probably did, didn't I? Maybe tomorrow. We are. I do want to fast forward to summer, maybe that's why. So tomorrow, all my live streams are going to be GMT. Tomorrow I'm at 10 a.m. GMT on the live stream on Patreon, if that's where I messed up. Hi Tatiana, hello from Brazil. March 6th will be your last day in Paris, and you'll try to find the book. Oh, fingers crossed. Amazon Brazil only carries the Kindle version. Yes, some Amazons are only carrying the Kindle because it's hard to get the physical copy there. So what I've been recommending is asking local bookshops as well, because they can order it in for you, and then you don't have to worry about the taxes. But yeah, fingers crossed you can find it in France. Obviously, this is my first book, so I have no idea what it's all like, but I've been trying to speak to my publisher and getting their advice on what to suggest, because I know it's not available everywhere. I'm trying to avoid smudging this further, but also I want to continue, so I'm just trying to be careful here with some of my lines. But already I really like the colours. Just having all these swatches here makes me very happy. Okay. Why does it feel like I'm running out of room on my desk? I have 2 desks and it's still not enough space. So yeah, these aren't going to be the most perfect lines. That's fine. We've got the wells as well, so I'm going to try and suggest those. Fab, hi Fab, just briefly popping in to say a quick hello before going to bed, as it's very late over here in Australia. Oh, it's super late for you. Thank you so much for popping in. It's lovely to see you in the chat. Laura's did hers last night, so we'll upload to IG shortly. Can't wait to see it. Patty just swished your brush in your coffee. I guess you're in a flow. Oh no. Do you know, I've never, touch wood, I've not done that yet. I haven't drunk from my paint water, and I've never put I've almost put it in, but I haven't yet. But hopefully, that just means, yeah, you're really feeling the creativity today, Patty. I think a new coffee might be in order though. Okay, I'm just outlining these. And then they're not quite dry, but I would like to go on top. And we'll see how much time we've got. I really like going on top with pencils, but because this is watercolour, they're very wet. So it takes a bit longer to dry. That's why I prefer gouache usually, especially on live streams. And I'm still very much a beginner when it comes to watercolour, so I'm still learning the ropes for sure. Okay. I'm just going to add a bit more shading in here. Okay, yeah, I like that. That looks good. So like for this one's drier, I'll just take a darker green and just, oh no, it's not dry. Let's see if the top one is. Let's try near colours. Just adding in a slightly darker tone. I think I'm going to have to wait for these to dry. But that's what I'll do when they are dry. Just to try and add a bit more 3D. I'm smudging everything. Okay, we've got some space. We've got 10 minutes left. So let's do some more drawing. What to draw next? Let's see. I was going to do some brush pens, but I haven't got enough space here. Maybe I'll do another gouache. Or maybe I'll do an acrylic gouache. Let's grab one. Let's just do one of these down here. This one's slightly different to my usual. Okay, here's a little one. Let's do this one, because I feel like this will fit the page better. And it's, I might also do like a acrylic ink. I mean, obviously I have so many supplies. I've got plenty of options for what to draw, but let's go with this. And maybe I'll do this one next to it. I'm not going to cover up that blob of blue, but that's fine. I'll just go next to it. Just trying to fill this page before the timer runs out. I mean, we don't have a set timer, but the timer in my head. You can also do things like pencil sharpeners. Let's add this in over here. My scale's very different for all of these, but it's just like when I draw buildings and things, I'm really not worried about proportions, perspective, or scale. I just have fun with it. So I really encourage you all to do that too. Okay, let's catch up on chat. You dipped your brush in tea once. That was, you thought you were the only one. Definitely not. I know there's been plenty of casualties like that, Angelica. Rachel, you've been listening in while working your day job, eager to get some art done later today. Oh, I hope this is firing you up for later. Hopefully it won't be too long before you can go and create. Hello Chris, I'm welcome to look after Maisie, that's my niece. If I want a family member to look after, start teaching her to draw. I would love to teach her to draw, but I would like you to be present. But I will absolutely not turn down the chance to see Maisie. Omar, you're not on IG this week, but we'll post your art materials construction on Patreon chat. Hope you have one. Yes, I do, Omar. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, please do share. I'd love to see. And nice that you're taking a little break as well, because I know you did your 14-day challenge, which was amazing. But always good to take a break as well. Tara, what's the difference between gouache and acrylic gouache? Do I have a favourite? I prefer, or I use the most, is traditional gouache. But they are quite different. So acrylic gouache is basically just acrylic paint. It's not water soluble once it's dry. So with traditional gouache, you can re-wet it. So if I put it on my palette and it dries out, I can reactivate it. Whereas with acrylic gouache, you can't. So it's much more like acrylic paint in that respect. It does feel slightly different to normal acrylic when I add water. But yeah, it's very different in that it can't be reactivated. So it works great as a base. I still need to use mine a lot more. And I have just bought a new set, which I'm excited to play with. The Rebecca Green set, which, spoiler for, at some point I'll do a YouTube video on it. So I'm excited to use it because I know a lot of artists use it a lot, and I did buy some when I was in Japan. But it is very different to traditional gouache, just because of the way that it dries. And I'm so used to using my palettes and re-wetting it, and I just can't with these, so it takes a bit of getting used to. Okay, I'm going to let that dry, move on to this one. Hi Susu, love how low pressure this challenge is, so relaxing. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. I know that I can talk very fast, very quickly, and sometimes it might feel a little bit fast paced, but I'm glad it's relaxing because, yeah, that is what this challenge is about, so feel free to do it at your own pace if I am working a little bit quickly. I'm really glad to hear that it's very chill still. I just get so excited and I just talk really fast and move a little bit quick, so apologies if that's the case. I do feel very passionate about sketchbooking. Angelica's on leave for a week, going to Durham soon. Have travel art pack, but seeing you paint have realised you've forgotten Neocolor 2s. Oh, nice. You're just beginning art. Oh, that's lovely that you're taking some art supplies with you. Maybe it's not too late to add in your Neocolors, but I'm sure you've got plenty of other things to use as well. I am such an overpacker when it comes to art supplies. I always like to have like extra things just in case, which I don't tend to use very much. It's just that having that safety net of having all my art supplies just in case, which I don't need and I rarely use. It's just that comfort, isn't it, of having them close and nearby, I think. Okay. Have I tried painting portraits? I've been wanting to learn how to paint them but struggle so much in proportions. I used to do very realistic portraits. That was before I ditched all that like realistic art. But I used to do on my iPad digital portraits. And I did a People Month on Patreon last year. And I'm thinking of doing another one this year. So at some point I would like to come back to it. But I haven't got much experience in doing portraiture with traditional art supplies, if that makes sense. You've got a question, does pop of orange mean that we draw anything in orange colour? Whatever you fancy. So you can either do it just all orange or you can just do a hint of orange. So generally I was thinking pop of orange would be like just a little touch, so like maybe line work or just a little area of orange, but it's absolutely fine if you want to just draw oranges or something like that. There's really no way to do this wrong. So as long as there's, I say as long as, you can do whatever you want, but if there's orange in your artwork, then that's totally fine. And I hope that makes sense. I do welcome any questions at all, so do feel free to ask me on DMs or here. If you do have any questions about the prompts, I have put some in my Instagram stories as well, so it might already be answered there. Hi Fariba, may you ask how I clean my brush after using acrylic gouache? I just have a pot of water here, it's quite muddy water, and I just rinse my brush in that, so it's not an issue because it's such a small amount. And then I pour the water down the drain because there's so minimal amount of paint in there. So just wash my brush like I would with normal gouache. My Artsy Anne, have I tried paint? Oh, I've done that one, sorry. Studio Spirit, yes. You just got the set, looking forward to playing with it. Like you not used gouache for a while. Acrylic gouache. Yes, it's one of those things, I just automatically reach for my traditional gouache. So I have to really like remind myself to have a play with the other supplies sometimes, just because I think because it's my comfort zone, it's just what I tend to reach for. So I definitely am looking forward to using that a bit more this year. So many things I want to use this year. Okay, we've got my little sharpener going in there. How are we all doing? We're going to wrap it up in a minute, so hopefully you're having a good time. And thank you for keeping me company. I'm not going to cut stream off yet, I'm just going to outline this one. Angelica, you're so wonderful at answering the chat, especially while painting. Thank you. Confirms it is live, which is really exciting and lovely to join with. Oh, thank you, Angelica. I try and do my best. If I have missed you, then I do apologise. But I also feel like not very good sometimes. I get like stumble on my words, and I just try and keep up. But it is difficult. I do find it tricky to multitask. So thank you very much. I'm glad that I'm doing okay today. Sometimes I do just get like big empty spaces in my brain where I can't think of what to say, or I'm trying to draw a straight line and I can't. But thank you. It's really nice to do it all with you as well, because that's what this is about. It's about finding that connection and enjoying our creativity. And I do find that doing it with other people makes a big, big difference. So a big thank you if you're here. And if you're watching on live as well, not on live, if you're watching the replay, it's really lovely that you're joining in. Okay, so again, I'm just going to fake some text down here. Just finishing this up and then we will wrap it up. So I need to finish this spread and then I will photograph it and then I'll share it on Instagram. But as I said at the beginning, you don't have to share your work. Whatever you feel comfortable with is all good with me. Okay. Oh, it's nice to draw with people. I'm so glad to hear it. Hooking in good company. Hello from Amsterdam. What are my favourite brushes for using with gouache? Debbie, I am not brand loyal when it comes to brushes, but I really enjoy using round brushes. So any brand really. I often recommend Data Rowney graduate brushes, which are these ones. They're really affordable. I like the size 6 and size 10. Sometimes if I want a bigger brush, I use a size 14. But yeah, round brushes are my most used. And I do like those ones, but any I found, I know some people are really specific about brushes, but for me, as long as it's a round brush, it's probably going to get a lot of use. Okay, almost done here. This one's a little bit straight, but I think that's okay. Let me see. You might use a neon orange pencil for tomorrow's session. Ooh, Camu, I love that idea. You could pop in an orange. Yes, very true, Sonia. You think Karen Dash do an eco acrylic gouache if anyone is worried about the environmental side? Oh yes, Amy, I think that's true. I do think they do an eco gouache. Winnie was going to only watch but now have a little spread, which is quite nice. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Oh, that's great. I always get too involved, and like if I'm just going to watch someone, it always inspires me to create anyway. So I can never just watch. I always have to be like taking part because I'm terrible. I just get so inspired when I see other people's work. So that's a good thing, and I'm glad that you've been able to draw along with us as well today. Okay, I'm just finishing up this sharpener. And then I will end stream. So hopefully you've all gotten on okay. As I said, if you're not finished yet, that's totally fine too. Feel free to carry on. Let's just add some shadows here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to just zoom back out so we can see my desk. Not too messy for me, which is nice to see. Okay, I'm going to catch up. Thank you, Fariba. That's lovely to hear. Venla, I'm doing amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Already gave you joy. Oh, I'm so glad to hear. That's what this challenge is all about. So very, very happy to hear that. I've got my little palette up here. Won't quite fit on screen. I've got most of the things that I've drawn spread around my desk in one place or another. Kaylee, enjoyed this. Have a great day. Oh, you too. Little Amy Arts. This has been absolutely lovely. Can't wait for the Patreon stream tomorrow. Thank you, Amber. I'll see you there. Hi, Celeste from Utrecht. Thank you for making this challenge. You're excited to join. Blimey, I feel quite lazy seeing all your materials, Katie. Only drawn one item. Totally fine, Laws. We all go at different paces. And don't forget, I've been doing this for a very long time on very quick timers. So I do have a lot of practice. So don't compare. We're not comparing on this challenge. Nina, so happy to see that I used the Royal Talons. You don't have the same size, but you had several lying around, so perfect. Oh, brilliant. I rave about the Royal Talons all the time. The acrylic gouache tube is adorable. Isn't he? He's so dinky. Simone, thank you. Thank you for coming. Sonia, thank you very much. And Angelica. Amy, if I had to pick between Holbein and Turner acrylic gouache, which would I stick to? I haven't tried Turner, so I'd say Holbein, but I haven't tried the other one, so I can't compare. Thank you, Sandra. Georgia, feeling inspired to make art after work tonight. You're awesome answering the chat and painting. Thank you. Thank you very much. And enjoy your creativity tonight after work. you've been so focused on your spread, your coffee is stone cold. Literally happens to me all the time. My tea always goes cold. I always have to just drink it cold. I'm just used to it now. Mish, thank you so much for this live stream and challenge. You pre-ordered my book. Thank you so much. Really looking forward to seeing it. See you on the next live. Thank you, La Mancha. We'll upload your pic on Insta, but if you have another name, okay dokie, no worries, I'll look out for it. Galaxy Girl, thank you. Sammy, good night, good morning. Teresa, thank you for creating this challenge. This was a perfect start. I'm so glad to hear it. Thank you, Camu and Debbie and Angsunia. Great idea to have done this first prompt live all together. It was really fun. Oh, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully, it's been a good start for day 1 of Sketchbook Joy. 30 days of Sketchbook Joy. As I said, if you want to do day 2 along with me tomorrow, that's on my Patreon. Otherwise, our next public scream, hopefully not. Our next public stream is on the 19th. I said 15th earlier, but that's just prompt 15. So it's on the 19th of February. And we'll be doing the next prompt. So that will be really fun. And then we've got another one for the book launch, which will be in March. Okay, I feel like I've talked a billion miles an hour, but thank you so much for being with me. If you do have any questions, just send me a DM on Instagram, and I can't wait to see all of your work for this challenge. Yes, so many people. It's so nice to see. I'm glad that you'll be doing it daily as well. You shared it with a colleague who was a designer. It's wonderful. It's so nice to see so many of you, and also with the pre-orders, it really, really does mean the world. Okay, I'm going to stop chatting, so I can't wait to see all of your art, and a big thank you again for your support and doing this challenge along with me. I'll speak to you all really soon. Bye, everybody.